Yeah, we're doing page 389, 1 through 16.
1 through 16.
And it's pretty much like yesterday's.
So I'm not going to understand it today, and then when it's a 2-day assignment, I'll understand it the next day.
No, not a 2-day assignment.
I tried.
It's Friday.
So?
Wait, jumping that piece of paper.
Last chapter was the chapter.
It's gonna
today.
cost
So-
me.
Oh no.
I'm running out of paper. I think I have enough for the end of the school year. You get one out of the back.
It's on. Don't worry.
That was a very efficient rip.
Okay, so do you guys remember how to multiply fractions?
Nope,
Definitely.
I don't. As I said, no 5th grade.
Are we gonna have any more chapters with that
Probably, I don't remember. Okay, what, you guys remember how to do this by hand? What do I
So you
do first?
3 times 5 and
No.
8 times 4.
That's a cross-off.
Okay, that, when do we cross multiply?
When the denominators are the same.
No,
Numerators are the same.
no,
When it has exponents.
when we're solving
Oh.
two equal ratios, this is when you cross multiply, or, well, one of these would be an X.
Wait, is this the one where you have to make the numerators, the one on the bottom, the same, and then
No.
you can?
That's adding and subtracting. When you multiply fractions, remember you can reduce like 4 and 8. Okay, divide both by 4, it's 2 and 1. And then you just do the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. Okay, so basically when you have 3/8 times 4/5, it's the same as 3 times 4 and 8 times 5.
Oh, really?
It's like all this is like on the top, all this is on the bottom.
Huh.
And anything on top, just like yesterday, you can reduce that stuff, right? Okay, so anyway, even though it looks like a multiplication problem, basically it's the same, it's like one big fraction, so it's the same as yesterday's. It's just,
Okay.
it's a little bit bigger though, that's why we're only doing 16. So number 1, 6y over x squared times x over y. Minus x over r times x over y squared. Alright, what do you guys think? Okay, so just like yesterday, I said you could treat it like basically one big fraction. It's all multiplied together on top, all multiplied together on bottom. So x and x squared
Then
cancel out, that'll leave one x on the bottom.
Yes.
Y and y squared cancel out, that'll leave one y on the bottom. So it's just 6 over xy.
okay. Alright.
You're not panicking yet?
I'm not panicking yet. I'm still not completely there. I'm not panicking yet.
I think I like panic when I understand.
I only panic when I understand.
Yeah, because you're like, holy crap, this is hard.
No, like the day we did this, the first assignment, like 2 days ago when we first started that one, no idea what I was doing. Yesterday, I figured it out. I was chill.
Not all assignments are created equal.
That is very true. Like how geometry is way easier than this.
It's geometry.
Right.
Geometry is the
I was
stuff.
very
It's just a,
Geometry was easy.
some people like it, some people don't. Alright, now we could multiply all this together and then reduce, or we could just reduce from the start. It's probably easier to reduce from the start. So 5 and 10, for example, that could reduce, right? To
Yeah.
1 and 2. I'm not gonna put the 1 down because it kind of fades into everything else. The 6 and the 2, that could become a 3. Okay, how many A's do we have on top?
7.
7. How many on bottom?
2.
2. So how many will we have in the end?
Five.
5. 5 on top, right? 7 on top, 2 on bottom, they cancel out, so it leaves 5 on top. So, as far as numbers go, all I have is a normal 3 and a normal 2, right? So I could go ahead and break that down, 3 and 2. And I'll have A5 on top.
And then you'll have
Okay, how many B's do I have on top?
6.
How many do I have on the
6
bottom?
on the bottom.
6 on the bottom. So they cancel out.
Cancel culture guy.
So that's it.
Okay. Alright. We're chilling.
I drew like a
It's not
massive
hard.
fraction line for the next one, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. It's like taking up half the page.
Yeah. Lovely. Number 5.
No, that's nice.
Okay, number 5, they're gonna put us to work. So what's the difference on number 5?
It's factorable.
Yeah, there's pluses and minuses. These are the factoring things. You can't just cross out x squared with x squared. Remember from yesterday? If there's pluses and minuses, you gotta factor. You can only cancel out multiply with divide. Anyway, you gotta factor. So, on number 5, I'm not gonna write all that down. It'll take too long. I'll just start by factoring. What goes into 18 that adds up to 9?
2, 4.
6 and 3. 9 and 2 don't work, right? But 6 and 3 add up to 9. So the top would be x plus 6, x plus 3. And about, I guess let's do the right side. What goes into 4 that adds up to 4?
2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
So it'll be x plus 2, x plus 2. Now notice I just put it into one giant fraction. Because basically when you multiply fractions together, the tops just multiply together, the bottoms go together. So it's just all one thing really. Okay, on the bottom what goes into 6 that adds up to 5? 3 and 2. And what do I do with the x squared minus 36? Squared minus a square. Right, the roots are x and 6. X plus 6, x minus 6. Okay, that was the hard part. And then what comes next? Cancel. 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 Anything on top with anything on bottom, it doesn't matter which fraction it was in. X plus 2 over x minus 6. I don't think they're asking us to.
Do the x's cancel out there or
No,
not?
they do not.
Okay.
Okay. 7.
Okay, that's a little whack. But
Alright. 7, what goes into negative 15 that adds up to 2?
Plus 5 minus 3.
Plus 5 and minus 3. Okay, and then on the right side, what goes into negative 18 that can add up to 3? 6 and 3. How do I make that negative 3? No,
Minus
minus 6 plus 3. Because we want it to be negative.
It's plus 3a.
That was a positive? Oh, my bad. My bad. Said it wrong. Okay, on the bottom, what goes into 9 that adds up to negative 6?
3 and
Minus 3 minus 3.
Yeah,
Minus 3 minus 3. And what goes into 30 that adds up to 11? 6 and 5. Cross out time.
wait a minute.
Equals 1. We did all the work for number 1.
Did all the work for the right answer. Yes, number 9. Oh, division.
I refuse.
What's the difference between multiplication and division?
You have to flip one.
You flip which one?
The top row. this reciprocal, unique,
This.
Yeah, which one? No,
The second one.
You flip that's bad, we're rusty if we don't remember that. You flip the second fraction when you divide. So it really, and then it turns into a multiplication problem. There's almost no difference between top and bottom. So the first one is 4a over 5, and it turns into times 5 over a. Then what happens?
Cross
and it's the
out.
same thing over
The 5's go away,
That's
the
nice.
A goes with.
a goes away, answer's 4.
Wow. Well,
Ooh,
being
wow.
that,
Okay, on 11, on the top left, what can we do to factor that? What can we take out of 2? So x plus 3, if we take the 2 out. And I don't want to write the whole thing out because that'll take too long, but I'm just going to look at the bottom right, because the right one's going to flip, right? So what can we do to the bottom, the 5x minus 10, what can we do? Take out a 5. We're just going to write it like this. And then what's left if I take a 5 out of that?
X minus 2.
X minus 2. Can I do anything to x minus 2 on the bottom left? No. Too simple. Nothing to do to that. I'll just put parentheses there. And then can I do anything to 4x squared? No. What reduces?
Times X minus 2.
X minus 2's. What else?
Is that it?
The 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna write. 5 x plus 3, order doesn't really matter, but over 2x squared. If you write your answer and you see something else would have reduced, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, 13. A squared minus 4, what can I do with that?
Square.
Square minus the square, what are the roots?
A plus 2 and minus
A
2.
plus 2, A minus 2. Okay, and then, so the bottom right is gonna flip to the top right, so I'm looking at the bottom right. What goes into 14,
7 and 2.
that adds up to 9? 7 and 2, so it's A plus 7, A plus 2. And on the bottom left, what goes into 6? That adds up to negative 5. Minus 6 plus 1 multiplies to negative 6 though.
A minus 3 and minus 2.
Minus 3, minus 2. Yeah, that's kind of a trick question. Minus 3 and minus 2. Multiply to 6, add up to negative 5. And then remember the right one flips, so I'm actually looking at the top right now. So what multiplies into 4, that adds up to 4. We did this one already in number 5.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. So A plus 2, A plus 2. Cancel, cancel, cancel. they're gonna make us work a little bit on number 15. Looks like 16 is kind of the same thing. Alright, on 15, the top left, what can I do to that? What can I do with that? Take a 5 out. After you take a 5 out, you're left with a squared minus b squared. That should ring a little bell off in your head. The square minus the square. So actually it's 5a plus b, a minus b.
That's nice.
Okay, and then the bottom right is going to flip to the top. So what can I do to 3a plus 3b?
Take a 3.
Take out a 3. What's left?
3A plus B.
A plus b. Okay, on the bottom, can I do anything with a plus b?
No.
Yeah, so I'm just going to write it on the bottom as an a plus b in parentheses, because I'm about to multiply something to it. On the top right, it's going to be flipped to the bottom right.
A minus B, A minus B.
So yeah, with the b squared on the end, you just kind of ignore it, right? So the question is, what goes into 1, as in 1b squared? What goes into 1 that adds up to negative 2? 1 times 1 is 1. If we make them both negative, negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. So, but what's wrong with what I'm writing? Yeah, it's minus 1b. Let's put that there. Do these cancel?
No,
So what do I have on top?
15
15
A plus B.
a plus b. Yeah, on this assignment they did not multiply it. The book didn't multiply it together. So you never know what they're gonna do. I guess when they say simplify, they mean they want it multiplied together. But I couldn't care less about that. A minus b on the bottom. Don't really need parentheses since that's all that's there.
Were you gonna do 16 together since you did it on?
Yeah. I just meant you have to take stuff out and then. So if you look on 16 on the bottom left, you could take a 2 out and then you have to do the 3-term factoring after that. That's what I meant. You have to do 2 things.